Okay, so today I'm going to touch on why crash diets work. I've never denied that they don't work. What I've always said to people is they are not optimal and they're not going to work for long. So we're going to take a 25-year-old female who's 165 centimeters tall, 60 kilos, body fat at 25%, and has a moderate exercise activity per week. So if you use the TDEE calculator I spoke about previously, you would come to the conclusion that she has a total daily energy expenditure of about 2,100 calories. Now, a healthy deficit for me is about 20% reduction. So 21,000 minus 20% would be about 1,700 calories. So that's what I would consider a healthy deficit. If you want to lose weight, you go into that about 20% deficit. That is going to induce weight loss, but it's also going to make sure that you are looked after, you're feeling full, you still got energy, and you look after yourself in the long run. The reason why crash diet works is because crash diets I see are about 800 calories, 1,000 calories. Now, that kind of percentage deficit, you're looking at about 40 to 60%, which is absolutely insane. So in that diet, you will see very small amounts of food. You might have 3 egg whites and oats for breakfast, an apple for tea time break, tuna and baby marrow for lunch, maybe tuna and baby marrow again for afternoon snack, and then maybe like a small steak and broccoli for dinner. Now, I've seen these diets over and over again, and I promise you, they're in the region of about 800 to 1,200 calories, which is super scary because, as I said, healthy deficit, you're looking about 20%. These diets put you into about a 40 to 60% deficit. Now, an interesting thing as well is if you used the TDE calculator, you would see that a female of that size has a predicted basal metabolic rate of about 1,300 calories. Now, basal metabolic rate is the amount of energy or amount of food you need just to power your internal functions. If you sat on a couch all day, you still need a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of food to power your normal bodily functions. Now, this girl, as the example, has a predicted basal metabolic rate of about 1,300 calories. Now, these crash diets are about 800 to 1,200 calories. That is less than your basal metabolic rate, people. I don't think you quite understand. If you have a certain amount of food that you need just to power your basic bodily internal functions, and these crash diets are giving you less than that, I don't need to spell out how badly that is going to backfire on you. So yes, obviously you're going to see amazing weight loss in the beginning. You had a 40 to 60% deficit, you're eating less than your basal metabolic rate, you are obviously going to lose fat because your body doesn't know what else to turn to as an energy source. It's going to use your adipose tissue, your fat tissue, to still power your body. So 1 month in, wow, I'm feeling amazing. I've lost so much fat. Look how awesome this is. My 6 years of bad eating has been undone in 4 weeks. Let me keep going. Let me keep pushing. Now, as you go along, you will start to see the warning signs. You're going to start feeling really fatigued. You're not going to want to train at all. Your non-exercise activity thermogenesis is going to go down drastically. Your NEAT. This has been shown time and time again. So your NEAT is basically your everyday functions that you don't think about. You're walking around this, that, and that. You'll see that your step count would drop so much because your body's actually trying to preserve your energy. So it doesn't want you to move around because you're eating, fuck all food. So it's trying to protect you. Your cravings are going to go through the roof. Your energy levels are going to go through the floor. Binge eating is almost guaranteed. Come the weekend when there's less restrictions on you, you're not in a routine at work, you haven't got people around you, because binging often happens alone, by the way. You're just going to be thinking about food constantly. Eventually that crack's going to open, people. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what willpower you have. I promise you, that crack is going to open, you're going to eat one biscuit, and then woof, you're going to eat for the whole day. And I know because I've done it, I've been there, I've binged eat, so I understand the concept behind it, which is why I'm trying to get you people to stop following these dumb shit diets. So you're going to start binge eating on weekends. Come Monday, you're going to go back into that ridiculous deficit, and you're going to eat the same meals every day, because that's how crash diets work. You eat the same meals basically every day, day after day after day. It never teaches you anything. Eventually, if you can manage to hold that for 2 months, the floodgates are going to open. You're going to really be struggling. You're going to be battling. And usually at the 8-week mark, 2-month mark, that's when the crash diet or the weight loss challenge that you were in stops. So once you have not got that date there, and you haven't got that thing that's driving you, and the shackles are taken off, how likely is it that you're going to be able to stay in that same kind of state of mind? Haven't got that fear factor almost in you that you've got a date set. You're just going to go mad. I've seen it over and over again. And now also the huge problem that happens now is not that you binge. That's one of the problems. It's massive. But the other problem is that your total daily energy expenditure has come down so much. So before, the example I gave you had a total daily energy expenditure of about 2,100 calories. That's predicted. But now, with you eating so little, with your NEAT going down, with you not exercising, all of a sudden your total daily energy expenditure would have dropped and dropped and dropped because you haven't got those things that make it up, because they have slowly declined and declined and declined. So now imagine let's just say your total daily energy expenditure was at 1,300 calories. That is not proven. I'm just giving you a hypothetical scenario. Now when you overeat and you binge, guys, it's going to be so easy to eat like 2,000 to 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, because all you want to do is eat shit, because you've restricted yourself. You've been in such low calories for so long. But now your total daily energy expenditure is so low. So going to 2,000 calories is 700 calories above surplus. 2,500 is, again, above and above and above. You're going into the thousands in your surplus. And the rate at your body fat will pick up is extremely quick. And I'm sure if you've been through a crash diet, you've done it. You get so confused because you've been following this thing so diligently for 2 months. You've lost an amazing amount of weight. And then all of a sudden, poof, you just start picking up the weight. And guys, you didn't fail when you're in that situation. The plan failed you. These diets, these crash diets, these challenges are setting you up for failure. If you eat below your basal metabolic rate for weeks on end, you lower your total daily energy expenditure over the weeks, and then you binge eat afterwards, you are going to gain so much body fat. And it's not your fault, because these things can be predicted. I see it over and over again, where I see people undertake these challenges and I tell them, listen, it's not going to work out for you. Similar with comp prep. You see a lot of comp prep and fad diets sharing the same kind of similarities. And I see people over and over do it again. And I tell them, guys, it doesn't matter about your willpower. It doesn't matter about anything. Your body's so much smarter than you. The physiological mechanisms within you are so much stronger and more clever than what your head is. So yes, guys, fad diets work, crash diets work, these weight loss challenges work, but think about what's going to happen to you afterwards. It's not a matter of you're strong-willed, it won't happen to you, you know better. It's not about that, guys. You're putting your body in a position where it doesn't want to be. It doesn't want to lose weight so drastically. It doesn't want to eat less food than your basal metabolic rate. It doesn't want to move because you're so malnourished. Guys, you're setting yourself up for failure. And I understand why it happens, because people want results now. And you blindly follow something because your friend lost 15 kgs, your mother's friend Susan lost 20 kgs. But guys, the rate of failure after these fad diets is insane. If you look at the statistics, about 95% failure rate, guys. So why on earth would you attempt something that's got a 5% success rate? The chances of you succeeding are so small. And don't sit here, please, and listen to this video and think, I can be that 5%. Guys, just be logical about it. Don't follow these ridiculous methods to get you in shape. It needs to be sustainable. You need to be in about that 20% deficit that I touched on earlier, something healthy. You need someone probably monitoring you, because guys, how many of you have spent so much money on these fad diets, on these ridiculous gym fees, on this and this over the years? Why not, instead of spending a ridiculous amount of money over 5 years and constantly getting taken advantage of, constantly losing out, constantly regaining the weight, why don't you just invest in someone that's probably a little bit more expensive, but work for them for 6 months, someone who's proven is using sustainable methods, someone who's proven to get transformations and keep transformations, the trainers who post after photos, the clients that you see years down the line who are still in shape, who've gotten better, that's what you need to follow, guys. So stop wasting your money on, something that's new and shiny. I see it every day in the media. They want new and shiny. People want something that blows their mind. They want a secret. They want something super fast. Guys, it doesn't exist. Stop chasing something that doesn't exist. Commit to something over a long-term process. Commit to someone who's going to actually look after you and genuinely help you. And commit to someone that, is just going to help you, guys. There's so much bad help out there, unfortunately, in the fitness industry, because it's run on egos and greed and just insecurities, guys. So make sure you hire the right help, and then make sure it's a long-term process, guys. Your problems are not going to get fixed in 12 weeks. Your problems are going to get fixed over a number of months and years, and it's going to create the habits that are going to set you up for a successful life.